Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 227th episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, we are discussing something really funny, which is top 10 funny quirks your partner does. But before we dive deep into the subject, because we know you're eager to get there, a couple of things to go over. First, have you downloaded the episode on WokeNFree.com through the Podbean app? If not, please do so, because that's how you join the conversation, because with the app is how you can put it on the comments. So that is definitely what you need to do. Now, if for ever the reason you cannot download additional apps on whatever device you listen to podcasts on, then please just make sure you go to WokeNFree.com, go in the Listen tab, and pick your platform of choice where you're going to follow and subscribe to the show. So outside of WokeNFree.com, you can also catch the show on iTunes, on TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, of course, our YouTube channel. Please subscribe. SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world. So you'll see all the buttons and all the different places to go there. And of course, on WokeNFree.com, you also will be able to subscribe to the show through the Podbean app. So make sure you do that. And on social, you can always follow us and follow along on our conversations and our content on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn. Whew, so many different places.
Wow.
At WokeNFree. And if you have 90 seconds, which you do, it's COVID, keep on going. Make sure you review the show. Give us our reviews. We have several 5-star reviews on iTunes. We could get some more. We know you have it in you. So please, please, please do show support and make sure you do that. Now I'm going to kick it to you, Khalil.
All right. Well, before we start the conversation, we'd like to share a little bit about ourselves. This week, we are asking, would you rather have computer commands for your life or an eraser for your life?
So that sounds really interesting. I guess I'm going to go with computer commands, because an eraser, to be honest, I feel like, what if you erase the wrong thing, and is it permanent or not? You know, I always have questions. So if I can't have another question to ask there, I would just automatically go with computer commands. How about you?
Yeah, that's really interesting. I actually agree with you. It's the same, and it's for the same reasons. I would go with the computer commands, because the eraser just seems like if you're using that, you know, you can make a mistake, and then that mistake is final with the eraser. It's just like an eraser for your life. They didn't say that there's a pencil here. But the computer commands, there's a lot more you can do with that. So you can use a copy and paste kind of thing. So that would be cool, because what I would do with the computer commands is I would make copies of my favorite steak, and I'd paste it. So you can have it anytime you want.
Amazing. I love that.
So I would, I'd be thinking about my wife and how I can help her with the computer commands. It's just all about her.
Sure, I bet.
That's the type of stuff I do.
I'm telling tales for the day.
Am I telling tales, or is there tales that you're going to be telling about how quirky you act sometimes?
You're a mess.
That seems like this is a great time for us to talk about the
transition.
Top. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we should talk about the top 10 funny quirks of Natasha.
Senor. All right, so start it off then.
You want me to? All right, I'll start it off then. Well, for you, the first quirk is you saying sandwich instead of sandwich. I think that's quirky, and also cameo instead of camo.
Do I say that really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you always say it. There's not ever a mistake.
Really?
Yeah, it's very consistent. So those are funny words you say to me.
Oh, goodness. All right. So quirk number 2 for you, I will share a quirk on you now, is whenever you hear a noise, whatever part of the home you happen to be in, you start to say, hello? Is someone there? And it's really irritating and it's really foolish.
No, because you know what it means.
You are not Alice in Wonderland. And
it's a good code word, because I say it and only you would understand what it means.
And
other people wouldn't know.
Just foolish, and it makes me want to scream every single time you do it.
It makes you know that I heard a noise.
Scream, so
instead of saying, because look, those few words are better than saying, hey, I heard something. Did you hear something?
Hello?
Yeah, see?
Is someone there? It's like you're getting ready to act in a really bad porn or something.
I don't know how you made that kind of jump. That's really weird. I mean, It just seems like I'm in a good horror film, I think, where they're, the person's asking, is something happening?
I bet.
I think it's one of those. I don't think it's the other type of film that you described.
You're so shocked and dismayed when I said nice.
Well, yeah, I don't know if
prescribe to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
I bet.
For Quirk 3, it's when you watch a scary show or movie and then you start to see those creatures in real life. I think that's pretty funny.
Bad Quirk, yeah.
It's like you're just, why are you making fiction become reality when it's so fake?
Art begets life, begets art.
That one's just nuts to me.
It is. It's really horrible. I was just telling our friends recently that, there was that really great Walking Dead episode, and for about 3 weeks, I kept seeing, the cannibals walking on their hands in our home. It was horrible. I couldn't turn a corner without wanting to scream. Actually screaming. It was ridiculous.
And you had the dog follow you to help you out.
Yeah, I had to. It was horrible. In the past. Okay.
Nice.
Next quirk number 4 would be, I'm going to hit a chew up with that one, which is, you refuse to just watch programs straight through. You love to rewind every program we watch instead of actually paying attention the first time, which I find irritating and wastes more time.
That's what I love about the DVR function. They added that because we couldn't do that back in the day.
So you make it take advantage every single time.
Yeah, because it's such a cool feature to have. I take advantage because you can do instant replays too. You can do double takes. And then sometimes you spot something, you're like, wait, did I go to that place before? I think I was there.
The only time that I said
it's
maybe
really good.
Warranted it recently, and it was just because it was of the shock factor, is we were watching The Voice, and unfortunately there was
I know, it seemed unreal.
If there is a YouTube thing on it, we could definitely share it in the episode. One of the contestants who was a phenomenal singer, she fell down in such a way that it was like, no, wait a minute, that didn't happen.
Seemed fake though.
It seemed crazy.
I was not even trying to laugh at her pain, but how it looked, it didn't look real.
It looked like a Barbie doll just thrown across the floor. It was nuts.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I had to see it to believe it.
Yeah, we had to rewind that about 4 to 5 times. So that is maybe the only time I would say it's been warranted recently. But otherwise, there you go.
All right, I see how you're doing.
Yep.
Quirk number 5 is watching something you've already seen multiple times in the same month.
Who does that with?
This is, of course, talking about my great wife.
Not Booby, not our son, no?
Nope, he doesn't do that. He wants to watch new things every time he can.
Speak things onto him.
I'm not speaking that. He likes to read new books. He likes to... only toys. He likes to have... the toys he likes, ones that he recognizes, but he'll take new ones too, but...
Okay.
How come you gotta watch the same thing multiple times when there's so much content?
They're so good that you can't just do it once.
It's kind of like you're living in the past where we only used to have a couple things to watch and you would rewatch the same thing because you had no choice, but now we have so much content.
I understand.
It's like, you're not down with these youngsters who have all the new content.
I've never claimed to be young and fun, do I? So I would say in defense is that when I'm working on content, and as you know, we are constantly creating content, whether it's for social media or thinking about the show or etc. And a lot of times I'm working on the computer and I can't split my attention because I'm definitely not rewinding the program on. So what I do is I like to watch things that I've already seen before because I know the end, I know the plot, especially for things I've seen in the 90s or 80s. So that's a part of it. And then sometimes I just get in that feeling of nostalgia, which I know because you have no emotions, you don't quite understand. But
that's crazy.
For those who do have emotions and are not pretending or
you don't need emotions for nostalgia. That's not an emotional thing.
They can understand and appreciate my quirk.
You are listening to WokeNFree.
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 WokeNFree, a podcast that keeps it real and honest.
Okay.
Quirk number 6, hitting you with this one, which is repeating the exact phrase back to me. So when I say, hey, Mr. Grumpy, what do I end up hearing, guys? I hear him saying, hey, are you grumpy?
It's a question.
Who does that?
I'm just asking you a question to make sure it wasn't something
the exact question from based on the statement that was addressed to you.
Yeah, because maybe you were just, you were redirecting it, but you knew who it really was about. So I'm just checking. I was really just
like talking smack about myself.
Yeah, that's why I have to check.
Deflecting it onto you.
I was just checking because you never know. Sometimes people make mistakes.
Does that sound like a WokeNFree behavior to you? It does
no, but if you're too tired, you might not even realize you're doing it. So I just try to check up and make sure everything is like going correctly.
Liar.
So it's a good thing that I come up with.
I think your nose is growing, Khalil.
You think so? You don't think I just come up with something to come back to you to make sure you're okay? I mean, I just feel like I'm trying to help you out. So
okay.
That's part of the reason I do that. Quirks 7. When you get annoyed about certain sounds, it's so funny because you really just peeves you off and you just can't handle it.
Yeah.
And you have to say, and you have to be vocal about it too. You can't just let it go.
No.
You're going to make faces and you're going to talk about it. It's interesting.
Make faces. What kind of faces do I make, Khalil?
The faces you make it's X-rated. I can't even tell you. It's not.
X-rated?
It's rated X. It's something that young children should not see.
Jesus.
The faces
I'm a mother, you know.
I know. I hope you don't hear these sounds when her son's around.
Because I'm going to do X-rated faces.
Yeah, your faces are going to look crazy.
Oh, good God. I can't argue there. It's for some reason. You know what it is? So, Dad, if you're listening, I've told this to your face and over the phone numerous occasions. He was a very intolerant father, and so thus unfortunately, a lot of it has picked up for me. So certain sounds or behaviors drive me wild. I tend to have an intolerant nature to incessant noise, and there's a lot of things and people that make that. So I tend to get a little bit crotchety and kind of like sometimes I find that I'm like an 85-year-old person on the inside, and I think that inner older queen comes out, and she's like, "What is this noise?"
Nice.
And that's where she's at with that. Wow. All right, quirk number 8. I'm gonna hit you with refusing to ask for help when we're trying to find stuff in stores. You would rather spend an hour looking for yourself, getting lost, and or finding the electronics section of the store than to go and simply ask a store clerk, "Hey, where is this?" And why I find that bizarre is because when you can get help, you get it. Why spend time wasted not getting the help you need?
So in the apocalypse, you're going to ask the zombie for help. Okay.
Does that look like somebody who can help?
Yeah, see, that's why I don't rely on that, because what if there's no one around to help you?
You are not prepared for the apocalypse.
That's part of the preparations.
No, it
is to know how to navigate.
It is your ability to, like
navigate.
I said, to waste time so you can find the electronics section of the store and get lost and be like, "Well, I didn't find it, but I did find this PS5.
No, because I can navigate and find it. And then oftentimes you can find it better yourself. Like, you get more aware of other things. Because what's good about it, too, sometimes you see things that you didn't even know you needed.
You know you're trifling.
It's a good move to do.
I'm teaching my son to ask for help when you need it.
You need to know how to navigate, though, so that's what helps by doing that.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I do that.
Okay.
Quirk number 9 is when someone is upset and you think you caused it.
Oh, interesting. Elaborate on that one. What do you mean by that?
So, oftentimes somebody's like, they'll be in a bad mood, and so they won't, they might not like contact you or something, and you can be like, "Man, I wish like I did something different, or did I make a mistake?" And you try to always say, "Yeah, I did something to make them do that," or when people lash out at you, you'll be like, "Man, they're so mad at me." Even though when they never said it was something that you did, you will come up with it was like you're the causation of it. Yeah. So I think that's kind of weird. You do it a little bit less now, but you used to do it really a lot before. Yeah, I think now you're getting better, but I don't know if you're still 100% there, but you're getting a little better.
I'm not 100% there. I do internalize a lot, and I find it because, again, unfortunately, how I was raised, it was like, even when I wasn't at fault, somehow I seemed to be blamed, or even when I did well, it wasn't well enough. And so that was like the framework for how I thought of and viewed my life. And so I have to like undo that nonsense in my mind constantly and make sure that I continue, and it's, helpful when I'm coaching other people, but as well as for myself, I have to say, like, this is about them, not me, right? Most of the conflicts you have in life is really about other people, not yourself. So that is a funny quirk. Good to bring up. Thanks for the shade. I appreciate it.
No shade at all, though. That's what I want to mention as well.
So we're going to end this last quirk with number 10 with you. Never knowing what to order when getting fast food, especially when the menu is very busy, and then wanting my exact order, but then and you've been better, but you, in the beginning of earlier in our relationship, you really sucked at this, where you refused to order what I ordered because you didn't want to have duplicate orders of the same thing, even though you know that I order the best food and make the best decisions when it comes to getting food. Hello.
Yeah, you do, but the problem is when there's so many things on the menu, I'd like to try them all the good stuff though. Because sometimes I know you order stuff and it's good, and we miss out on this thing that's even better because you just order something that's just good, and you stick to that.
But yet you're incapable of finding it on your own.
Like, you love that. Yeah, of course I have, because how would I even know about it? I have to try it. That's why you try different things. But sometimes you try something bad and you regret it. So I've been caught out there like that. So now I just say, well, I'll just throw in the towel and order the same thing that you're getting since it's going to taste good. But sometimes I still do take a chance.
You do.
And it pays off, so.
You do.
It just really depends.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It's scenario time, guys. Scenario 1. Joanna lives alone in a large McMansion she acquired for a discount. Every now and then she hears a tap on the window. She responds, "Hello? Is anybody there?" Is Joanna paranoid or just diligent?
Paranoid. All day long.
That was a great question.
Paranoid. Sounds like someone could be your new best friend.
No, this scenario is very dear to your heart. I know it is.
It is irritating me just hearing it.
Yes, it can.
I'm so tired.
You should really like that.
I am so tired of this nonsense.
You can't be tired of it. It's a good one. It's a great one.
What's your answer?
So your answer is the paranoid? Okay.
Paranoia.
Mine is definitely diligent because, she can be telling the threat that, hey, I have a weapon here, don't intrude. Mm-hmm. So see, it could be a secret code for that. That's what's good about it. No, I'm going to go with diligent, so I guess we're just going to be split on this one. Scenario 2. Isoroku likes to begin every season by watching the same movie series consisting of more than 6 films. Would this be considered a quirk or a film savant?
You're so trifling, throwing shade at me.
How's I throwing shade at you?
Because this was my quirk. And you just suck. You just suck.
Come on, how would I have known that? I just come up with these scenarios.
Out in the episode.
I did, not the universe speaking. Nope. The universe doesn't speak through me.
Oh, are we going there? Are we though?
Am I not a part of the universe? That's a good question. Am I not? Am I part of the multiverse or the universe? Is that a new
question for the show?
It's a good question. Okay, so you're not sure.
All right. So I would say you would probably say that this person has a quirk, and I would also probably agree and say it's a quirk because, at the end of the day, to your point, there is so much content out there, and we really do owe it to ourselves to constantly be trying to discover new content and consume it. And can't get enough of it, as opposed to always staying in the past and picking 5 or 6 films. Like, every Halloween season, I watch the Halloween series, absent 3 of them that suck, every Halloween. But I wouldn't call myself, what did you say, a film savant?
Yeah.
I would just say I am a horror film fanatic, and I am nostalgic and quirky as hell. So that's where I sit with that.
Alright, so, yeah, I think it's a quirk, because you could just, like I said, there's so much new content. Even if you like a certain genre, there's definitely new content there that you're missing out on. And you could just use the rewind function if you miss something. So, that's how I deal with that.
Gotcha.
Scenario 3. Omari is a DIYer and visits his local hardware store every weekend to help in completing his latest project. He's been so many times, he doesn't ask for help, even when looking for an obscure part. It usually takes him 7 minutes to find the part. Should Omari just ask for help when looking for stuff, or prove his worth by finding his own way around the store he frequents?
Prove his own worth? Makes makes no sense. Makes no sense. Our son is shocked and dismayed at this. So I am always going to side with taking the option of asking for help when you have the opportunity to ask for help. As a person who doesn't probably ask for enough help, that's why I'm very adamant about advising other people to do that and save themselves from pain and wasted time and energy. So that is what I believe Omari should do, because regardless of how many times Omari is in the store, Omari does not own the store, nor does Omari stock the shelves. So ask for help and keep it moving. And his self-worth is not attached to whether or not how fast he can find a screwdriver. I mean, that's just absurd.
Even if it's something that he shouldn't know where it is and he finds it, that just
is this
proves,
Omari's store?
It doesn't have to be his store. That's just kind of cool. How did he do that? Isn't that amazing? He's a good navigator. That's somebody you want to be with during the apocalypse. So that's how I'm going to answer this. Is that he needs to prove his worth.
Comment to you.
Okay, no comment, but prove his worth. And now he's ready to navigate no matter what the occasion. And he's not using a compass or anything. He's just using a sense of direction. How did he find this part within 7 minutes? It should have taken him 5 hours, but he did it so quickly. So that's why I got to say that, this is good when people do that. When they don't ask for help. I mean, if you're in a hurry, I will say that's the only time you should ask for help. Like if you don't have time to prove your worth. But if you have time, prove your worth and rise up to the call of duty and find that part on your own.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough. Well, we are at that time again. Don't think KJ has anything else to add as of right now. So it looks like it's coming to the end of our 227th episode of WokeNFree. Quite the episode discussing top 10 funny quirks your partner does. And which partners were we talking about? We were talking about each other. So you got the tea on how we annoy each other on a daily. So hopefully that was quite enjoyable.
I wouldn't say annoy. I wouldn't say annoy. I'd say enjoy each other.
Yeah, I bet.
The quirks are very enjoyable of each other.
I bet. We'll see what KJ has to say. He'll be the neutral party in the scenario.
He's the arbiter on the truth.
Of WokeNFree truth. Every single time. Now, what do folks need to do, Khalil?
What they need to do is come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along the conversation. And make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you want to be a guest on the show, definitely submit a topic for an upcoming episode or share your thoughts on our Contact Us page. So that is on WokeNFree.com, WokeNFree. Now, for social media, mention the handles. Again, you'll find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, LinkedIn, at WokeNFree. And for all sponsorships or collaboration inquiries, again, contact us page at WokeNFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokeNFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Until next time.